What's up everyone, Joe from China Cycling here. I want to wish you all a happy new year for 2021. I know that was a month ago, but here it's the Chinese New Year, so I want to wish you all a happy year of the ox and just give you an update about what's been going on. I also want to talk a bit about why I've been so quiet lately and what's been going on with that. So the main reason I've been so quiet is kind of like in my life I have the four main things I need to balance. I need to balance like my family life, and I need to balance making money, and I need to balance my training on the bike, and I need to balance YouTube. And I've found out through experience I can only really do 3 of these 4 things. And so for the past year, the one that I had to give was kind of like the YouTube. So family life has been great, wife, 2 kids, that's awesome. Making money has been great, I'll be getting onto that in a minute. Training's been going great. So I had the operation on my leg to take out the metal work that got put in after I broke my leg, and I've been working on my fitness since then. That's been going absolutely great. I've been doing about 12, 14 hours of training a week. I've got my FTP back up to about 4.5 watts per kilo. I think I'll get to 5 watts a kilo in another month or so, so that's been going really good. But obviously, that left not much time for YouTube, which is why you haven't seen a video in a while, and I'm sorry. So 2020 was actually a pretty good year for me. I know it was a disaster of a year for many people, but China kind of got a hold of the coronavirus and really got it under control. Again, don't want to go too much into politics here, but one advantage of having a population that listens to the government is that it's really easy to control the spread of the virus within the country. So life in China has been pretty much back to normal. Pretty much you can go anywhere, do anything. There's no lockdowns, no restrictions. Like when you go to a hospital or when you go on a bus, you have to wear a mask and you have to show your health code. But you know, it's the result is that coronavirus seems to be mostly under control here and life is back down to normal. So yeah, I did one of these channel updates last year, and last year I talked about how I had my broken leg and I was just getting back on my feet. Well, last year I was kind of getting back on my feet and my fitness was going up slowly. I wasn't doing that much training, but I was getting back up to I could keep it with the group rides, and just as my fitness was getting up, I had to have the operation to get the metal out of my leg. So that was another like 45, 60 days off the bike. So fitness went back down after that. But then since then, I've been training again since about November now. And yeah, my fitness has been going back up. I think my first ride back on the bike, my first FTP test, I was at like 160 watts. But since then, I've got it back up now, FTP around 230 watts now, which for me is about 4.5 watts per kilo. My weight's also been going down. Like when I came out of hospital, I'm still eating like an athlete, but not exercising like an athlete. So my body weight went up to like 56 kilos, and that's now back down to 51 kilos, I think it was yesterday, so that's good for me. But then the big news of 2020 for me, or recently, was yeah, I got a job. So in my update like this last year, I was talking about how I was working with Winspace, doing their social media, doing their marketing and stuff, and basically that has now spiraled into a full-time job. So what do I do? A bit of everything really. I'm kind of responsible for Winspace's international sales and also international marketing, which sounds like a really cheesy job because marketing in the bike industry is kind of like, well, for me, in my opinion anyway, it's like really cheesy, really shady job. Like bike industry marketing does not have a good reputation, but I'm trying to do it differently. And I'm just one guy, so wish me luck, but yeah. I'm sure if you've been on YouTube these days, if I'm doing my job right, you've seen some Winspace, or you've seen some of the Luen, Winspace's wheel brand stuff. And so basically, it's pretty easy. Like I just give the wheels to people who I think know about bikes, and then they say what they think about the wheels. I'm sure you've seen Hambini's video, I'm sure you've seen Peak Talk's video, Charles Wimay, he's been doing a bunch of Airpic content, and yeah, like all these guys are basically, I just give them stuff and say, make a video, say what you think about it, and they do. And the result has been great. Like they love the wheels, and then people are buying the wheels, and then they love the wheels, and then they tell their friends about the wheels, and it's been snowballing. And so for example, like the Hyper wheels, they've been pretty much sold out non-stop for the past like 7-8 months. Like Windspace keep building bigger and bigger batches of them, and then each batch just sells out quicker and quicker and quicker. Like the bike I'm riding these days, this Windspace SLC, like I have a Hyper on the rear wheel, but even my front wheel like is a Luen road wheel, because I can't even get a pair of Hyper wheels. That's how crazy the demand is. But yeah, so every day I'm doing different stuff. Like I kind of have to, I know how many wheels are coming in the next batch, and then it's my job to make sure that the marketing efforts are enough to try and sell that batch of wheels, which so far has been not bad. And then as the batches get bigger and bigger, like I have to do more and more marketing to sell the wheels basically, and a bit of using your brain, you know, like when it's summer in Australia, push to some Australian guys. You know, we had a Durian rider and Cam have some Hyper wheels, and Cam has a frame as well, which is going to take to Raoul, another YouTuber who I super respect, and he's going to look at the frame and blah, 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 blah. So every day just talking to YouTubers, talking to teams, talking to these guys, like, and just kind of setting people up with what they need, and listening to feedback of how to make the stuff better. And I've also brought a few people on board, like one of my good Chinese friends, he's actually the manager of a UCI Conti team. He's now working for Windspace doing their R&D, because he also used to work for another. Anyway, it's you know, it's all kicking off. It's all great. It keeps me very busy, and that's one of the reasons why I've not been doing so much YouTube. And so the big thing that's coming these days is like Luen. So Luen is Windspace's wheel brand. So you know, Specialized have Roval, Trek have Bontrager, and basically the reason that brands do this is because, you know, maybe if a guy has a Specialized bike, he thinks he needs Specialized wheels, and if he's got a Giant bike, he's like, oh well, I can't have Specialized wheels on my Giant bike. So every brand kind of like has a separate wheel brand, and then for Windspace is the bike brand, and then Luen is the wheel brand. And this wheel brand Luen is what I've been kind of putting my efforts in. So you know, like the logo, the design of the wheels, like all this stuff is basically what I've been overseeing. In the video I made last year, this video, I was actually talking, I said, oh, there's a new wheel set coming soon from Windspace that I've been working on for ages, and that was the Hyper wheel sets. And as you know, since then, like those wheels have kind of exploded in popularity. Some real good guys running those wheels these days. You've got Keith DeFiber, who has the world record for the most KOMs in the world. So that's a really interesting story. Like, so every day I get lots of emails saying like, oh, you know, I'm a 50-year-old Cat 5 and I've got 26 friends on Instagram, and I think you should send me a set of wheels and a complete bike. I don't mind if it's Dura Ace or SRAM Red. I'm easy. Just give me a bike. I think it's worth it. And I get lots of emails like this every day. But then I got an email from one guy saying like, oh yeah, I have the most KOMs in the world. I'm like, oh yeah, really? I'm sure you do. And then I end up looking, and no, he actually does have the most KOMs in the world. It's Keith DeFiber. He has over 1,000 KOMs, 10,000 KOMs. I kind of, anyway. I'll talk to him one day on the channel. He's an absolute sound guy. And he brought a set of Hypers with his own money and loved them so much he brought another set of Hypers with his own money. And then he was like, no, seriously, I love your wheels. Can we work together? So we're working together these days. And that's really fun. The cycling doctor, Bruce, he's rolling around on a set of Hypers these days. Former Guinness World Record holder for most miles in a month and most miles in a week, I think. Super sound guy. Obviously spends a lot of time on wheels, so he knows his wheels, so hey, he likes them too. So yeah, my new job isn't making me a millionaire, but hey, it's putting food on the table, and it's doing a job that I'm very passionate about, which is the most important thing, if you ask me. Another reason 2020 was great, I got a whole bunch of new bikes. I'm going to do some videos showing them all. I think I've got 4 or 5 new bikes that you guys haven't seen or haven't really done videos about. So I'll do videos on those in the coming future. Love all my bikes. Not all Windspace either. Like there's a Specialized in there. I'll show you later. Don't worry. So for 2020, like another reason 2020 was a great year, my Patreons. Like I gotta say a huge thank you to my Patreons, especially Jeff, and Steve, Eric, Jason, Matthias, Chris, and John. You guys have been awesome. So again, when I'm trying to balance the 4 things of my life, like the making money one, Obviously, YouTube helps with money, but it can go very up and down. And if you don't make content, then you don't make money. And so having those guys support me on Patreon really, really helped. Even though I'm not making content, like I'm still buying stuff to review. And every day I get a whole bunch of emails to my personal email, like asking me for advice on frames and this, that, and the other. And having the money coming in from Patreon from these guys, like to me, like makes it acceptable to take the time to answer all these emails and reply to comments on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, again, huge thanks to the guys on Patreon who support me. I couldn't do this without you. And if anyone else wants to support me on Patreon, link is in the description below. But absolutely no obligation. Again, only if I've saved you some money or if my advice has helped you out, then hey, if you feel like, oh yeah, I'll buy him a beer, I'll buy him a coffee, that's all it's for. And now, of course, now my full-time job is working for Winspace and Luen. Like, you guys probably think, well, what's going to happen to your channel? Like, I'm going to keep the channel. The channel is still my channel. Like, Winspace don't control what I say. I'm free to say anything. Obviously, you'll see more Winspace stuff just because I have access to a lot of Winspace stuff, but not Hypers. But this channel is still going to be this channel. You're probably not going to see me doing a lot of stuff for Winspace's competitors for obvious reasons. You know, you're probably not going to see a lot of YOLO wheels on here. But for the record, I'm still friends with YOLO. Like, they're good guys. Like the Winspace guys and the YOLO guys often actually talk together, because for consumers, they all get kind of grouped in as like Chinese carbon. So they have an interest in like them keeping both a good reputation. So what's coming in 2021? I have so much stuff to review. There's probably a few people watching this who've sent me stuff to review and I haven't reviewed it yet. I'm sorry, but I have so much stuff coming. I've got bikes, I've got power meters, I've got wheels, I've got tires, I've got some tech, I've got handlebars, I've got, yeah, just so much stuff. Bear with me, I'm gonna start kicking out more content now. But you know, the great thing about this channel is the interaction with you guys. You guys tell me what you want to see. What do you want me to review? Again, obviously, if you ask me to review Winspace's competitor, like I'm free to review it. I can review it. There's no one that says I can't review it. But if I review Winspace's competitor, like if I say it's crap, you'll assume I'm just saying it's crap because it's Winspace's competitor. And if I say it's good, you'll be like, oh, well, Winspace's stuff must be really bad if he thinks the competitors are good. So the way of the world is that, yeah, for me to review one of Winspace's competitors at this point, I think it's very hard for you to think I'm being impartial, even if I am being impartial. Which brings me on to, will I review Winspace stuff? I don't think I'll review it per se, because a review, in my opinion, should be like completely unbiased. Like, I think I'll give my opinion on it, which I guess is a review, but I'm not going to call it a review. Maybe I'll call it feedback or my opinion. I mean, I've been making videos on YouTube now for years, and the first time I've ever met Winspace was also captured like in a video on this channel when I went to the Shanghai Bike Show. The reason I'm working with Winspace, the reason I'm working for Winspace, is because I love their stuff and I believe in their stuff, which, you know, that should be a bigger endorsement than any review could be anyway. So we'll see. I'm not going to go on and on about Winspace, but obviously I love their stuff. I think it's quality. I like what they're doing. Or I like what we're doing, I guess I should say. So yeah, we'll go from there. But no, just a quick video to catch up. Lots of videos coming in the very soon future. I've been recording some today. I just need to edit. But yeah, I thought I'd make this video to the guys who, you know, have been watching this channel for a while. And yeah, thank you for watching in 2020. Big things coming in 2021. I hope you guys stay safe. I hope we can all get back to riding our bikes soon. And yeah, China Cycling out.